Hi guys, this is Mrs. Ullrey. In this video we're going to learn about the Bohr model. So the first thing that we need to know is the dead center of a Bohr model is the nucleus. That's where the protons and the neutrons are. And then each circle around it, those are called shells. And the very first shell holds a maximum of 2 electrons. E minus is my shorthand for electron. The second shell can hold up to 8 electrons. And then our third shell can hold up to 18 electrons. And then finally, our outermost shell can hold up to 32 electrons. Okay. So regions where electrons with specific energy inhabit, we call these shells. Okay, and so those are like the rings on this bullseye. In the outermost shell of the atom, we call those valence electrons. So those are going to be those electrons in the outermost shell. So these would all be valence. All of these guys out here would be considered valence electrons. And then between the nucleus and the outermost shell, these inner electrons, so the ones on this circle here, so these electrons here, and then these 2 electrons here, these ones are called the core electrons. Okay, so like when you talk about a core of an apple, that's the inside of the apple. All right, so what we're going to do next is we're going to actually take information about different elements from the periodic table, and we're going to fill out this chart, and then we're going to make a Bohr model to go with it. So the first thing, number of protons, comes from this top number here, which is called the atomic number. So carbon has 6 protons. Number of electrons is also going to be equal to the protons. So protons is equal to electrons, so there's going to be 6 electrons there. And the charge is going to be 0 because this is a neutral atom. And then number of valence electron, core, and number of shells. So we're going to fill this out. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put 2 dots on the first shell. The first shell can hold 2 electrons. That's the max that it can hold. But we need to draw 6. So we have 4 more electrons to draw. So the first shell is full, so we're going to have to put our electrons on the next shell out. So that's 3 electrons, 4 electrons, 5 electrons, 6 electrons have been drawn. So the number of valence electrons, again, are going to be the ones in this outermost shell. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 on the outside. Core electrons are going to be the ones on the inside here. So we've got 2 core electrons for a total of 4 plus 2 is 6 total electrons. The number of shells are talking about the rings that are here, and we have 2 shells. First shell, second shell. So we're going to do this next one. So now we've got bromine. And bromine, we're going to look at this number up here to tell us the number of protons. That's 35. And this is also going to tell us the number of electrons, which is also 35. The charge is going to be 0 because this is a neutral atom. And then now we're going to do our dots. So I'm going to stick with the colors we talked about earlier. So core electrons, I can put 1, 2 in the first shell. I can put 8 in the second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've drawn 10 total electrons so far. The next circle can hold 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 2 plus 8 is 10, plus 18 is 28. And I need to get to 35. So 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So I've drawn 35 total electrons. So the valence electrons are in this outermost shell. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 7 valence electrons. The core electrons are all these ones here on the inside. So my 2 plus 8, which is 10, plus 18 is 28 core electrons. And 28 plus 7 equals 35, so we got that right. And then our number of shells are going to be these circles, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 shells on this particular model. All right, so let's do the next one. The next one, again, we get our protons by looking right here in the corner. So that's going to be 16. And that's equal to the number of electrons as well. The charge is going to be 0. And now we're going to start drawing. So our core electrons go on the inside. So that's 1, 2. That first shell is full. So now we're going to go to the next shell. So we've gone 1, 2. And then we're going to be able to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2 plus 8 is 10. We've drawn 10 electrons. And we need to get to 16, so I need to draw 6 more, but this circle is full, so the next 6 are going to go out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I've drawn is a total of 2 plus 8, which is 10 core electrons. And my valence are the ones on the outside, 2, 4, 6, so 6 valence electrons out there. 6 plus 10 is 16, which adds up to our total number of electrons. The number of shells, we've got 1, 2, 3 shells. So that is our examples.